everyone, welcome to day 2 of Breaking Identity Crisis. Yesterday we had fun. Quite a number of people joined. I think about 10 on the whole, and we had very useful engagement. And I believe all those who attended, they went away with 1 or 2 tools, which I'm sure they will be able to use and improve their self-identity. So today I'm going to be coaching on childhood trauma, or any kind of traumatic experience that all of us had in the past, which some of us are unable to move past. And because we are unable to move past these experiences, we are kind of stuck. And the moment you are stuck, you can't enjoy the moment. Not to talk of being able to look forward to a hopeful future. So what are traumatic experiences? I'm going to give a personal example. When I was younger, I can't remember, about what age, maybe about age 7, about 8 or 9, I went to live with an uncle. This uncle of mine, was married, but they were childless. So my parents, my mom in particular, felt that she wanted to be of help to her junior brother. So I was asked to go and say, I volunteered more or less, because where we were living, it was like whenever they came around, I want to go with uncle, I want to go with uncle. So they allowed me to go. And that happened. It happened that there are 2 or 3 other cousins of mine who came to live with this particular uncle. And so there were 4 of us. And out of the 4 of us, one evolved to be the most respected, even though we are all age groups, the most, they listened to whatever she said, and she used that position to terrorize us. I in particular. Anything she says, they believe her. So much so that we all feared her. And that experience was with me for a long while. It robbed me of positive self-esteem. I became so shy. I usually was afraid to talk, because I kind of believed that nobody would believe me, that kind of a thing. That is an example of a traumatic experience. Obviously, I have outgrown it. I also have another example. This happened to 1 or 2 of my children. We lived in Nigeria for a long while before we moved over here. And of course, for those who live in Nigeria, we all know that people often have to employ housemates. We call them housemates or house helps. And so I was working in a bank. I was busy. Of course, I had housemates, sometimes 2 at a time. And working long hours, not being at home, you don't know what's happening. So when eventually we moved here, and then I had more time, to relate with my children, one of those occasions, one of them said to me that I really cannot remember exactly what led to that discussion. But we had that discussion, and she said to me, "Mommy, I can't ever forget what so and so did to me." This happened to be even a cousin of mine, but she was junior, I raised her. "I can't forget ever what she did to me." I said, "What was it?" She said, "For a long time, she terrorized us. There was an incident where she caught me doing something. I don't want to repeat what she said she did. And she used that to terrorize her for a long time. I would tell mommy. Unknown to me, this was going on. I thought she was being nice to my children. More so, she was a blood relation. But that thing, was with my daughter for a long time, and it took her a long time to completely get over it. I don't know what your own traumatic experience has been. We all have them. But the truth of the matter is, if we don't get past those traumatic experiences, we can never enjoy the present moment. Another example that is coming to mind is verbal abuse, sexual abuse. Some people have experienced rape. Some people have been verbally abused. Many wives are under relationships in which they feel that they are being abused by their husbands. Children sometimes feel that they are being abused by their parents. It may not be, the parents, it may be an uncle, it may be a cousin. Things happen, especially when you are still young and you don't have that voice, to be able to defend yourself. A lot of things happen and we internalize them. And by the time you get older, these things begin to, come in form of different manifestations. Either you are angry, or you are fearful, or you are resentful to authorities because of what experience you have had in the past. So, why are we talking about this? We are talking about this because there are still a lot of people that are yet to outgrow these experiences. They are still stuck. And because they are stuck, they cannot enjoy the present. Some of them cannot even see a better future. I was listening to somebody not too long ago. I can't remember, maybe it was CV. No, one of the people that attended the session we had yesterday was sharing about a colleague of hers at work that maybe a lesbian or homosexual or something, and that being a boy, he would dress like a girl and would be asking, do I look beautiful? Upon further interaction, this sister discovered that the man had been abused, as a child. And so he was actually looking for affirmation and love. So that takes me to, how are we going to get over this? The first thing is to own it. Don't pretend that you don't have this problem. You do. Own it. Yes, I've been abused. And you don't feel good about it. You have to tell yourself that, well, I didn't rape myself. I didn't put myself in that situation. My innocence, my foolishness, my being young and all of that was taken advantage of, and there was nothing I could have done about it. And so because I didn't cause that to myself, I am going to forgive myself. Because part of the problem is that people cannot forgive. Why did I allow myself to be abused? Forgive yourself, it's not your fault. The second thing is, forgive the person who did it to you. If that person knew better, he or she wouldn't have done it. A lot of us do the best we can in the situation we find ourselves. And one thing I've also discovered is that hurting people hurts other people. That person probably was having some issues. And what he did was an avenue to get rid of whatever issues the person was going through. And a statement came to mind. Jesus Christ said, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they are doing. So forgiveness is something we have to do first to ourselves and to the other people who has caused us some pain. And you are not forgiving because you are denying the fact that you have been pained. No, you are forgiving because you want to free yourself from that situation in which you are stuck and you are unable to move forward, so you can be liberated, so that your life can turn around. And finally, the last thing you need to do is to engage in self-talk. That is what I call is positive affirmation about yourself. Tell yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Tell yourself, look at yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself, this is the best of me. I'm the best creation, that God ever made. I am intelligent. I am smart. My future is bright. My tomorrow will be all right. Look for scriptures. If you are a Christian, if you are not a Christian, you can even make up your own affirmation. Just say positive things to yourself, because like I said yesterday, if you don't say I am, nobody will say thou art. If you don't tell yourself that you are beautiful, don't expect anybody else to say that you are beautiful. So in conclusion, past is past. Your power is in the moment. You can recreate the present as well as the future based on what you tell yourself. That's the end of today. Tomorrow is another day. Make sure you join us. God bless you.